Now, that it, Michelle? Oh, that's great.
I can smell all the incense or something, so someone's been burning.
They do actually sometimes, and it's lovely. And the little tea lights they burn them in the little recesses. And it absolutely, I think it's lovely. People do come up. I said they do come up with the bow-rounds, you know, and the shakers and everything like that, and they hum and it's. I think it's lovely. You'd hear this now. Oh, it's lovely. I think it's lovely. Now, you're welcome to Loughcrew, and my name is Jean. Now, we are now standing in a passage grave. Now, have you ever been in a passage grave before? Yeah. Newgrange, is it? Yeah. It's huge, isn't it? Yeah. Well, this is what is a passage grave? A passage grave with a narrow stone-lined passage ending in a chamber. Okay, this is called a chamber. Branching off, and we have the little, what we call recesses. Now, this was built by the Neolithic or the New Stone Age people 5,000 years ago. Now, as I was saying, it may be older than 5,000 years because no large-scale excavations have ever been done at Loughcrew. The state hasn't come in and done any excavations, and they don't plan to. Well, not in the near future anyway. And to tell you the truth, I love it the way it is. I would hate anything to be done because it's in its natural state. It's lovely, isn't it? So what they mainly used it for was burial. They cremated the remains outside. Bones, ashes, teeth they brought in and placed in here. Now, it probably had other uses as well. Perhaps they used it for ritual and ceremony. Perhaps it may have been a meeting point for the whole community. Now, it's not just one passage grave we have at Loughcrew. In 1863, 32 passage graves were recorded at Loughcrew. And those passage graves are spread over 4 hills. There's 4 hills here at Loughcrew. The first 2 are at the back of the car park. First 2, this is the 3rd one, the 4th one is right across. There's a hill over there with trees on it. So between the 4, 32 passage graves. But unfortunately, most of them, nearly all of them, have all collapsed. Okay, you will see on this hill there's 7 passage graves. This is the focal one. Outside we have 6 smaller ones, and you probably saw the remains of them out there. There was one out there, one as you come in the gate on the left hand side. All you'll see is standing stones, but when they were originally built 5,000 years ago, they were all roofed with stone and covered over with stone like this. But as I say, all the stone, everything has disappeared. We don't know where it's gone to. People just took it perhaps to build houses, perhaps to build stone walls. As I say, we don't know, but it has all gone. Now, we also know in 1863 that outside here, above the curbing, now the curbing is the large stone that goes round the base. On top of the curbing, there was a wall of white quartz, just over 1 metre high, and it went around, we don't know how far, possibly around the front. That also has disappeared. The white quartz has disappeared also.
Do you know what the significance of that might have been?
Well, the white quartz in Irish is called Loughcrew, which means the sunstone, or the stone of the sun. So these people obviously we know they worship the sun, their god. So can you imagine what this must have looked like when the white quartz was out there with the sun shining on that, or if it rained and then the sun shone on it? I'm sure you could see it for absolutely miles around. We don't really know. Now, a lot of the white quartz, people often say, was taken from here, crushed up and put on graves. You ever see it on the graves, the white quartz? Now, we have a little bit of white quartz in here. This is the white quartz. See this stone here? That is the white quartz. Okay, beautiful stone. Really a lovely stone. Now, it was here, we call this a little recess, okay? Roofed over with stone, you can see that? Stones around the side. In here on the floor is where they place the cremated remains, the bones, the ashes, the teeth of the dead. And sometimes these bones, ashes and teeth were accompanied by what we call grave goods, little items of jewellery made from stone and bone. Sometimes they were placed with the dead.
Like a tomb, sort of thing.
Yes.
Tomb idea.
We can call this a tomb because human remains have been found in here.
Okay.
A nice stone here on the right hand side. Nice art on that. Can you see that's nicely richly decorated? Right?
Yeah.
You see it there.
Yeah.
This stone here is very interesting as well. Very hard to get the light right on this one. But
Oh yes.
yeah, I'll have to stand over this way. Hard to get the light just depends on the time of day. This stone here, no, this is no good, is it?
No, I can see.
Yeah. Now, can you see, does anything remind you of anything there? You see this here? This is not the best. I know it's not shining out.
Something of a sheep, yeah?
Now, that to us looks like 2 feet.
Really?
And these are the toes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. This
Oh,
could
yes.
represent 2 hands.
2 hands.
Do you see that?
Mm.
We don't really know. This here, children, there's a lot of legends here about witches. Children think this is a witch, her eyes, and that's her nose, and she's looking down that way. We don't know. This stone is sandstone. Any stone with carvings on them are sandstone, because they say it's a soft stone, easy to carve. Okay, I'll stay too long now. In here we've another little recess. More cremated remains are found here. Very interesting little piece of art. You see this one down here at the bottom? If you look at that in some ways you can see a face.
Oh, yes, you can.
A kind of a...
Yeah.
Not a very friendly face. A lot of these symbols we think are sun symbols.
Okay. Like the spirally surrounding.
Yeah. This one up here,
oh, yes.
any idea what that might resemble or look like? Some people think it's a bear. Other people think it's a butterfly.
It's very like Aboriginal
Look like
cave paintings, actually.
it could look like a dog's face. 2 eyes, little button nose, 2 flappy ears. Could be. We don't know. Now, this is where we've the best art of the lot at the end recess. See this one here?
Oh, yes. Oh, that's
Very
spectacular,
yeah.
isn't it?
Now, we think a lot of these are also sun symbols, even though it looks like a flower, but you'll see later now why. This one, cross, could be the layout of this passage grave. It's cross-shaped. This here. No, get down now, you must get down. You see this here, it could be a fishbone, it could be a leaf, or people rowing a boat. Up here, the zigzag, could be mountain peaks.
It's probably the story that goes with the people, perhaps, that were buried, about the way they lived. Or,
Yes,
yeah.
but the most interesting one of the lot, I'll give you the torch. Do you want to take the torch for a
Where
minute?
is that?
Just put your head in there, but be careful, don't bang your head.
Which way am I
Put your
looking?
head right in and shine it up to the top slab, the roof slab.
Oh, yes.
Now, what do you see up there? It is very mysterious.
Well, I guess a series of symbols.
Beautiful art up there, we don't know what they mean. Very mysterious. We actually don't know what they mean. And it's hidden away up there. Now you may take photographs.
Imagine
your head now coming out.
Imagine how they had to get that. They had to do it first, and then just have a look, and then put it in place.
Yeah. Perhaps they carved it outside and then put it in. We don't know.
It must be symbols and stories.
Yeah. Because I actually have photographed that for myself. That one came out very well, and I just put it up on the computer, trying to make a story out of it.
It's hard to see it on the video.
I think there's a story going. Maybe there's not.
I think it's. I think all these ancient carvings, stories.
Yeah.
That's irrelevant.
I think so.
It could also be about
Wow.
the spirit world.
It could be.
Help them on their way.
Yeah, because people often maybe think these people should imagine
In here.
hallucinations.
You wanna go
and
first?
That's what
Nope,
they
you
saw.
go ahead. I'm going to take a
And they
picture on there.
just.
This one's getting dull.
Are we okay there, Michelle? I'll take your time.
there's-
Okay, great.
And there's a lot here too, isn't there, in all these?
Okay, grand, Michelle. You give me a shout. Okay. Yes, here's a cup and ring mark. We call that.
Cup and ring.
Cup and ring. You see that? Yeah. And that is a sandstone. And that's a. We think, as I said, these came from the local outcrops. These stones. Mind your head, sir. We're not too sure.
Fascinating, isn't
And
it?
did I do the roof with you? Did I do the roof with you?
No.
Tell you about the roof?
No.
I can't remember. You see who I told you who did. Now we know in the 1860s that a lot of those stones were actually on the ground.
Oh, I see.
So that was rebuilt in the 1960s.
Okay.
And up at the top there should be the capstone, one single stone. But they put this little grill in, more just to let the light in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Still your torch.
Okay, I'll just take this one now. I want to do a little, oh no, I'll wait till that lady looks in. Because there is an alignment here, a solar alignment. Now, you know, you've been at Newgrange, haven't you? The Great Tomb at Newgrange. It's aligned to the winter, the winter solstice.
Yeah.
Meaning around the 21st of December, the rising sun will shine in. This one here, much better. This is aligned to the equinox. Okay, twice a year, which occur around the 21st of March, around the 21st of September.
Yeah.
And on those mornings, the rising sun will shine right in here and illuminate the art on the back stone there. Absolutely fabulous. And members of the public may come up here on those mornings. If you don't live any place around, You can come, anybody, it doesn't matter where you live. If it was convenient for you, you can come up 20, 21st and 22nd of March or September.
And what time?
At sunrise. It's around 6:20 in March and it's a bit later in September. You walk up the hill in darkness, see the sun rising and shining right in here. It's fabulous, yeah. Now, I am going to, another crowd gathering now, I'll have to hurry up now.
Okay.
Okay, are you finished there?
Yeah.
Mind the head now, you're coming out. I'm going to show you now the path of the sun. Okay, when the sun comes in, I'll show you where it shines.
What happens?
Yeah. Now mind your head. Okay, here comes the sun, right? Sun is coming in, sunrise. Sun starts here. Right. Highlights that. Then it highlights this.
Oh.
This one. And finally.
Oh wow.
Right. It takes the sun 1 hour to complete that journey. Right down there.
It's going to
Now,
be magnificent to see.
Why does, yeah, it's absolutely fab. Now, why does the sun shine in March and September? Now, we don't know. But we do know that people who built these passage graves were Ireland's very first farmers. So seasons were important. Sun shines in March, spring, sowing season, sunshine. I'm on the way out.
Oh.
Sun shines in September, which is autumn harvest time. We don't know why. Maybe it's more spiritual. The remains of the ancestors would lay there, the sun, their God, shining in, giving them new life, helping them on the next day of their journey to another world.
It's a mystery, isn't it?
It is. Outside then we have the hags or the witch's chair. There's a lot of legends about witches at Loughcrew.
Okay.
And the witch used to sit out there on her chair, smoking her pipe.
Oh wow.
So you can go out and sit on the witch's chair and make your wish and it will come true.
Oh, which one is that?
I have my
So
pipe
when you
with
go
me.
outside, you go around to the left,
Yes.
and it's a big stone shaped like the shape of a seat, the cross on it, and that is the hag's chair.
I'm gonna go there.
Now I am going out. Are you going to come out or do you want to take more photos? Mind the head's coming out, won't you?
Yeah.
Be very careful. Have you any questions?
Come on, hit your head.
outside?
I have the camera running.
Okay.
Hit my head.
Have you been working with this site for a long time?
This is my third year. We're only here for a few months.
Yeah.
And I'm only seasonal as well.
Bye, Catherine.
Bye, Catherine.